Hello, my name is Rowena Miller and I am a vinyl disc jockey on a community radio called Ipswich Community Radio, and I do a show called Vinyl Connection, which is, as you probably guessed, all vinyl, and the music play is from all different genres and all different decades, but each week there's a bit of a running theme and something that connects music, which is the connection part. So each week I bring in a creative records from my collection at home and a DJ on this local radio station in Ipswich. It's 105.7 FM in Ipswich, but they're also online on www.icrfm.com. I'll put the link in the description below. My show Vinyl Connection is on a Thursday 5 till 6. But also they have a facility on the website that you can listen again at any time after the show has been and gone. You can go back and listen to all the shows I've ever done, plus other shows as well, obviously. And they have also a listen live facility on the website, so you can, if you're not in Ipswich, you can listen as friends and family do worldwide, as it's the internet, live, or even on the listen again facility. And what I'm doing now is putting together my playlist for my show. So each week I think of a theme, or if I don't think of it, a friend or family member might come up with a theme, and then I literally go to my record collection at home and put together a playlist, and usually try and keep it quite simple with the theme. Try and have something in the title that kind of connects the music, because I've had feedback that that really works well. Like, for example, last week my theme was, oh my god, what was my theme last week? My brain's gone blank. Can't remember, but if I think of a good thing like space, which was my first ever show, I did things like Space Odyssey, David Bowie, and yeah, my brain's gone blank again. That's not good, is it? This is not a good start. Colours. Once did the theme was colours, so did things like 99 Red Balloons by Nene, the Pink Panther theme, Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones, that kind of thing. You get it. Some weeks I've done animals, so it's things like even the frog song and the elephant made it into there. But other things are like I Want to Be Your Dog, Fedora, isn't it? And yeah, I'm trying to think of really good things I've had in the past, like women's names and men's names and places. Did like cities like Barcelona and London Calling, that kind of thing. So yeah, you kind of get the gist. That's my show. So each week, yeah, I come and I sit with my records and I sort of put together a playlist. I have an idea. This week's theme, I'm going to air this on YouTube after my show, because I don't want to give away the theme, because a big part of what I do is the show I do on Ipswich Community Radio is interactive, and I get the listeners to try and have a guess at what they think the theme is and then get in touch. So they can do that by a text line, or they can do it online or Twitter. I'm on Twitter, and that is at vinyl_ICRFM. There's also the Ipswich Community Radio's Twitter, which is at icrfm.com. No, it isn't. It's at ICR 105.7 FM, isn't it? I'll double check that. I'm not 100% sure. At ICR 105.7. No FM. Yeah, at ICR 105.7. Mine again is at vinyl_ICRFM. So people can get in touch and have a guess at what they think the theme is, and then I give them a shout out if they guess it right, and so on. And listeners, you know, sometimes they're close, and then I'll give them a little nudge and say you're along the right lines, and so on, and then they can get back in touch, and or another listener can get in touch, or it's very interactive like that. So I thought about starting a vlog on YouTube about what I do, and also some other things really. Thought about just having general chit chat about vinyl really, and seeing as it has become quite a with this vinyl resurgence, quite a thing. For me, I've been collecting vinyl a long time, since I could probably reach a record player. So it's nothing new, but it's amazing to see that it's now, I used to talk to people about that I collected vinyl and I collected records. That was the term I probably used back then, and kind of people would just go, all right, you know, kind of thing. But now it's like a real talking point, so it's very interesting. And I've been doing the radio show. I approached the radio station about 3 years ago with my idea to do a show about vinyl. I knew that they got some decks at this local radio station, and yeah, they loved the idea, this vinyl connection, and it's just grown. So I thought it was time to sort of branch out into YouTube and share the vinylness, like a vinyl connection plus, vinyl connection TV kind of thing, based on all the feedback I get from my show and so on. The show is available on Mixcloud as well, as are all other ICR shows. But yeah, right now I'm putting together my playlist. This week's theme that's just been was teens. I started off with the idea of it being teenage, and then my mum came up with some songs, and so they didn't fit with teenage but fitted with teen. So I tried to, pretty much my mum came up with these ideas for some songs, which is lovely. Some of which I had, some of which I didn't, but I also had some others that she hadn't thought of. So that's kind of a lot at the time, how these themes come together. I'm about halfway through putting together my show at the moment. I've done one, I'll just show you, I've done one side of my record drawer in here, and I've managed to get this many records so far. My show is an hour long, so what I need is, I need enough records to do an hour. I'll just show you. This is one drawer in here. This is one lot. I've searched through all these records just now. Took that in a bit more. For looking for songs that have got teen in the title or teen in the artist name. And so far I've come up with this many. These all have something on them with teen in the title, or even the number with, you know, teen. Like one of them is the 19. Well, I haven't actually picked that up yet, but one of them's got like 19 something in it. Can't remember. What was it now? Something by 1927. I think that's the band, and I think it's this album here. This hits. The hits album 10. There's a song on it called Hold Me in Your Arms by 1927, so I thought that's got to go in. So there's all sorts of things like Sex Crime 1984 is in there by the Eurythmics. So I'm just carrying on this side. I've got some in this box here. This has got some 45s. I'll come back to that later, but I'm going to look through these records here now, and then I'll get back to you. And hopefully that'll maybe give me an hour. I have a good feeling this week that I'm going to have enough to do an hour. Based on that, when I read my mum's list and the ones I got in my head, I thought, I think I've got all those songs on vinyl, or I've got enough to do an hour. And that's roughly what it is. It's 5 till 6 on a Thursday. And it generally is about 12 songs. Pretty much every week it turns out to be about 12 songs. So if I've got 12, I'd probably throw in about 13, 14, but generally it's 12. I know that I'm on the right track. So far I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's actually got 2 on it. That's the sweet. I know it's got the 16s on it, and I know it's got Teenage Rampage on it. So what was that? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I am nearly there then. I'm really nearly there. Just probably need 1 or 2 more. And then I've got a playlist. And then what I'll do, I'll write that down. I'll write it down. So when I'm DJing, I've got it written down. And it's much, believe me, it's easier. Like to tick it off. And one thing I like to do is to say that what the song is. I remember when I first started DJing, I used to think, why do DJs not say what the song is. And now I know that's I've got their every empathy, because when I'm DJing, unless I've got it written down and I tick it off with a pen, sometimes I forget, and you think you've said what the song is, and I'm a bit of a stickler for that. I do like to say what the song is, because I know myself when I'm listening to the radio, I want to know what the song's called. So I do try and do that, and it's nice for my own, I think there's some kind of therapy in there, ticking it off. So I got a little green book in my crate, which I'll show you. I'll show you now. Yeah, I might as well. In my crate, I will show my record crate, which I take with me to ICR. That's Ipswich Community Radio. It's gone a bit dark. Put the light on. In here, this is my record crate. There's also some crap in there at the moment. Bundles of crap. But in here, generally, is a little green book, which I take with me. This is it. Little green book, and in here I write down each week what I've just been talking about, the playlist sort of thing. So last week, this is what I did. Last week I did media, so it was things like this. Can you see? There you go. I did things like The Sun Always Shines on TV by Aha, and 8 Frames a Second by Ralph McTell, and Kodachrome by Paul Simon, and Chinese Radio by London Boys, and I Love My Radio, Midnight Radio by Taffy. So yeah, that's my book that I take with me. And then I also have my record crate. If you can see, this is my record crate that I lug to Ipswich Community Radio each week. I am one of the very, very few vinyl DJs there. And but vinyl is my passion, and it's a labour of love, the lugging and so on. Yeah, so oh gosh, I'm trying to shut this door and it's got something stuck in it. And it's lovely that that there's more and more people getting on board with vinyl and collecting records, and it's nice. It's nice in this sort of digital age, I suppose. It's nice to know that people are finding it like a hobby, like myself, and it's kind of grown. Really, I didn't sort of set out to be like a vinyl collector, and I still don't really call myself a vinyl collector, but my record collection has grown recently. I've been collecting records for years, like I said, since I was little. But I think soon I'm going to have to get some kind of she shed or something, because I've got all these in this cabinet here. But a local charity recently wanted to create some room in their centre. That was the Ipswich Waterfront Community Centre, and they were looking to get rid of some of their records because they're trying to do a bit of a tidy up. And I sort of went, yeah, I'll take them. And now I don't know where to put these records here. I haven't really got sort of just around. Do a little quick pan around. I gave them £40. I thought they were a worthwhile charity. They do a lot in the community for people with learning difficulties, and people that are suffering, you know, like they've got sort of problems at home, domestic abuse, victims of just hardship and so on in their lives. So that the community centre in Ipswich is like a home from home for them. So I did my bit for them, but now it's like, where do I put? I'm going to have some kind of she shed or something, because I don't know where I'm going to store all this vinyl, as well as the stuff I've got here. Don't know. I might have to put them in a shed or something. But then I don't know. I suppose you shouldn't store them in a shed, should you really? So we'll have to see. I might have to store something else in the shed and then make more room inside for my records. Yeah, because I don't think it's going to stop there somehow. I was thinking the other day, is my record collection complete now? And I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if it is. I really don't know. I keep saying it is, and then and then I find like a